I'm sorry, boys and girls. I only have 5 minutes of recording time, so I have to break them into small chunks. But in a way, that's nice. Anyway, she was um walking along, having a lovely time, and then she heard, "Hello, little girl," oozed a silky voice. Red jumped. "Who are you?" "I'm Mr. Wolf," replied the wolf. He was a very fine-looking gentleman with thick hair, bright eyes, and very big white teeth. "My, what a gorgeous day it is! Don't you just love the fragrant smell of the flowers, the twittering of the birds?" Red blushed. Suddenly, her cape felt too tight around her neck. I didn't think that wolves would like birds and flowers," she stammered. "Oh, my dear, I simply adore them. I am a wolf of great taste, you know. So, where might you be off to on this fine morning?" "I'm visiting my granny." Red felt flustered. Mother had told her not to speak to strangers, but Mr. Wolf seemed a very respectable and charming sort of person. "Oh, yes, I know your granny," said the wolf. "Old woman, stooped, grey hair." "That's her," breathed Red, sighing with relief. If Mr. Wolf knew Granny, then he wasn't a stranger after all. "Yes, she lives in a—" Mr. Wolf waved a claw in the air as if it was just on the tip of his tongue. "Wooden cottage," suggested Red, to help him out. Do you think Mr. Wolf really knows where that cottage is? Really knows where Granny lives? Hmm. That's right. Next to the horse chestnut tree. Of course. Not far from the stream, Red finished. She was impressed. Mr. Wolf must have visited Granny's many times to remember so much about it. Really. "I meant to be bringing her this basket of cakes, but they do smell so delicious, and it's so hard not to simply them up." "I know that feeling," smiled the wolf. "After all, I haven't had any breakfast yet." "Well, why don't you stop for a picnic?" "Oh, I'm sorry. Well, oh no, I know that feeling," smiled the wolf. "After all, I haven't had any breakfast yet." "Well, why don't you stop for a picnic?" asked Mr. Wolf. "There's a lovely spot right over there." And he pointed to a sunny clearing crowded with daffodils. "But they're meant to be for Granny," explained Red. "Anyway, Mother told me not to dilly-dally or to leave the path." "Oh, that clearing's quite safe," the wolf assured her. "I'm sure your Granny won't mind. Not if you pick her a big bunch of flowers to make up for it." Red's stomach gurgled. The thought of eating cupcakes in the sun was too tempting to resist. "Yeah, you're right," agreed Red. "Thank you, Mr. Wolf. I never knew that wolves were so kind." "My pleasure," growled the wolf, and with a bow, he stalked off down the path. "Do you really think that he's got good intentions?" "I think he's up to no good." Anyway, as he stalked, Mr. Wolf licked his lips. That plump, foolish child had fallen for his trick. As soon as she was out of sight, he raced along the path to the wooden cottage, next to the horse chestnut tree, not far from the stream. His belly rumbled greedily. Ooh, he was getting double helpings today. The wolf scurried to the cottage door on tiptoes, so as not to alarm Granny. "Who is it?" quavered a frail voice from inside. "It's me, Granny! It's your granddaughter!" said Mr. Wolf in a high, squeaking voice. "The door's unlocked, dear," Granny called out. The wolf lifted the latch. Granny didn't have time to scream. She didn't